Welcome, friends. I'm currently in art museum observing tons of beautiful artworks. And today I'm going to show you two artworks, and you tell me how the art experience was. 5 seconds for each painting. How was the experience? People have difficulty enjoying abstract art as it requires the ability to think beyond what people can visually recognize, and it is even more challenging if you do not have art education background. Abstract art, namely, does not have concrete representation. This challenge also can be explained through what Wilinski has argued. The subject thought to be challenging for most children to comprehend art because what they are learning is so abstract, which is the opposite of concreteness. And concreteness here is a personal relationship between objects. In other words, the absence of concrete representation and modes of interacting with object make abstract art less accessible. And there is lack of studies that have sufficiently addressed how the artists utilize their different senses and representations in artwork. Ultimately, there is a need to translate abstract art into a non-visual representation to elevate the accessibility and inclusivity of enjoying and learning artwork. I will present a learning curriculum for Art Museum as the museum supports the constructionist idea by permitting visitors to freely interact, share, and expand their personal experience with objects. The target audience of the workshop will be primarily age of 11 to 18, yet we won't have strict age restriction. According to Piaget, children's intellects grow from concrete to abstract, and age 11 is when they are able to think about abstract concepts. So it is uncertain whether children under 11 will be able to participate without any struggles, but we'll see. There will be four main sections for this workshop. The core of this project lies in constructionism, as the curriculum encourages children, 1, to develop their personal and cultural understanding of the artwork, and 2, project their internalized enjoyment through the multiple representation, and 3, share it with community. So first part of this workshop is opening. Workshop will begin with icebreakers, asking questions. Then the art learners will choose the abstract art they want to work with throughout this workshop. I will hereafter employ Wesley's Kandinsky's square with concentric circles to demonstrate. So for the second part of this workshop, participants will explore abstract art with two specific manners. These two preliminary steps will scaffold the layers of abstract art and will allow participants to bring multiple aspects of painting. Participants will explore the artwork with assembling making materials of their own choice, such as block, clays, pipe cleaner. Instead of exploring the art through didactic and stationary visualization, their interaction with tangible materials will generate symbolic embodiment of the artwork with manual movement. Furthermore, we will explore the color aspect of the artwork using colored cellophane. At first, only the primary color cellophane will be provided. Children should try their best to recreate the abstract art by only utilizing 3 colors. It will challenge students to tinker with colors and encourage them to find relationship among colors. For section 3, participants will interpret art and project it in earnest through music microworld as known as music blocks. But most importantly, participants can bring their personal, idiosyncratic, and cultural interpretation of art by manipulating the types of musical instruments, frequency, amplitude, and duration of sounds, and visual graphics in. First, in terms of personal interpretation, the participant can find connection between color and sound frequency by itself and translate the color of painting accordingly with this matching sound frequency. Now, take a cultural example. Korean musical instrument majorly consists of drums only, as known as hamalnori. Therefore, Korean participant can focus on different types of drums instead of multiple instruments. Furthermore, they can perceive color red as passionate color post 2002 World Cup when they won the 4th place of the soccer match. But before 2002, due to the outbreak of the Korean War, Korean used to have negative communist idea when they see color red. So perhaps Korean who was born after 2002 may employ clap sounds for color red, whereas those who were born around Korean War may utilize gong sounds, which allude to negative emotion. Lastly, people could take this activity in an idiosyncratic manner. If it was Kandinsky who has synesthesia, he might transfer each color with the sound that he perceives. In the music microworld, primitives are each block, which is classified into three areas: music, graphic, and function. Thanks to the well-structured category and the grain size of the music block, participants are able to find connection among visual arts, sound, and math through computational thinking effectively. Furthermore, it is noteworthy that the grain size of primitives will optimize activity. For example, instead of having user fine-tune the pure sound waves, the music blocks provide numerous musical instruments, and it will let users explore sound more readily. Lastly, foreground of music block consists of 1. Coding blocks, 2. Object to think with, 3. Music instruments, and 4. Visual graphics. These foreground components allow participants to readily manipulate sound elements and thus help them reach learning goals more smoothly. That is, children will be able to explore music microworld more freely without worrying about their coding knowledge and focusing on reflecting on their personal and cultural interpretation of abstract art. Put differently, learning the coding syntax, which is in the background of the project, would hinder children to attain the learning goals by adding extra learning of didactic coding along. So for the last section of this workshop, participants will give a presentation of their final artifact. Participants will not only showcase their work, but they will also explain the personal and cultural interpretation behind their piece, which will bring more appreciation of diversity. Post-presentation, they will receive feedback from other participants and museum staff. This way, participants can also make the arts experience together within the community as well as build ownership of their own artifact.